Government tried to shut me down, but we are here. Let me inform my informants that we are live. Buenas noches. Hallelujah. Like I said, government tried to shut me down because of last week. Got a little crazy last week, but we're good. We're here, and yeah, little change happened last week. So here's backstory. Here's some backstory with the luscious locks that I've got going right now. So what happened was after last week, I apparently went so far off the rails that my agent Derek just said, "Dude, you got to freaking tone it down. I can't afford to have you do this." So to save money, he told me to cut my hair. And so I had to get it buzzed. It was all a part of Derek's plan. If you know what, if you don't like it, here, you can email him, ddavidson@harriscreek.org. There you go. You can email him. If you don't like it, you can email him. Stranger Things, they like to call me 11. They like to call me Logic. Any one of those things. But yeah, so that was kind of the gist of what happened with that. And straight out of it, what is my agent paying me? Oh, dude, he's paying me nothing. He keeps cutting my budget. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand why he keeps doing it, but that's besides the point. We don't need to get into that right now because today I've got a treat for you today. You don't even know what we're going to talk about. You guys think that you know what fairy tales are. You guys think that you know what the endings of real fairy tales are, but here's the deal. You actually don't know how fairy tales end. I do. I know how fairy tales end. I'm like an encyclopedia of fairy tales. They like to call me an encyclopedia of conspiracy theories, world history, and knowledge of fairy tales. So that's kind of what they say for me. That's what they say I am. You're gonna pay me 2 cookies a week? Oh, bro, done. Easy money. I've got cookies downstairs, but I guarantee your cookies are better. 100%. They have to be the frosted ones that you get like in the package that come. You know what I'm talking about? The good ones, the sugar cookies. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what they're called, but we're talking about fairy tales today. So I've got a list, but I need you to type in something down there to tell me a fairy tale. I'll tell you how it actually ends, and we'll just get right into it with love on every sprinkle. Amen. All right. First one we're doing today, Humpty Dumpty. So you guys know the story. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty, he fell off the wall and then cracked Band-Aid. And I don't know actually what happens. I don't think he dies because that'd be kind of dark for a fairy tale. But I think he falls off the wall and he cracks. And some people say that he just fell off the wall all on his own. Nope. The thing that they don't tell you is that Humpty Dumpty got pushed off the wall. He got pushed off by his buddy, Dumpty Humpty. Dumpty Bumpty. Dumpty Bumpty. Dumpty Bumpty came over and pushed him off the wall. They don't tell you about that because it was his older brother. You guys know how sibling rivalries go. You guys just bash heads, you yell, and you argue. Hopefully you don't. But every now and then, sometimes it'll come up and you'll have a flash argument and you'll just butt heads with each other. And that means that you guys just implode. And so what that means is that this is just portrayed exactly how real life is. Humpty Dumpty just sitting on his wall, and then Dumpty Bumpty came over and just pushed him over. Not very nice, but older brothers can't always be super nice sometimes. They're not always super nice. Just right on his arm. Oh, geez. Oh, no. We're going to have trouble again. Oh. Are we back? I think we're back. But yeah, the tubular monogamous, right there. But yeah, that's what happened. I say, yeah, when you're cracking your shell, it's the same as breaking a bone. Absolutely. So next one, 3 little pigs and the wolf. So man, when you think about, the 3 pigs, they did it all on their own. They went and built their houses. Wolf came and blew it down. But no, here's how it actually happened. So the first 2 pigs, they weren't that smart. They went and built houses of straw and then houses of sticks. Not that smart. The 3rd pig, they say he built it of stone, brick, whatever it is. Here's the deal. He didn't actually build it. He went to Chip and Jo on Fixer Upper, and he took him his layout and said, "Here's my layout," and they fixed it up for him. That's why it didn't fall, because Chip and Jo always build fantastic houses. So of course it's not going to fall. Are you kidding me? Of course not. So that's what happened. The 3rd pig, he went on Fixer Upper, and they didn't show it on the show because it happened like kind of recently, but They didn't want to show it on the show, just because it was a fairy tale. They like people to believe that he did it all on his own. But no, here's the deal. He went to Chip and Jo. They told me. I got Chip and Jo actually, like, they were calling me. I was talking to him before this. We're tight. We're homies. Yeah, we're Fireside homies. They're one of the four watching right now. What's up, Chip? What's up, Joe? But yeah, they went to Chip and Jo. So that's why the house didn't fall. Because when you think it's like, man, sticks and stones, they can break my bones. Call back to Humpty Dumpty, but words, they can never hurt me. Chip and Jo, they knew that the wind couldn't hurt them, so they just built up a strong house. That's what happened. Chip and Jo are actually the real heroes of the Three Little Pigs. You can quote me on that one. All right, the third one, Peter Pan. So when you think of Peter Pan, it's like, oh, dude, the guy who never grows up. Of course. No, here's the deal. That story only focuses on Peter Pan's dream. Peter Pan comes back from Neverland, grows up, ends up getting a 9-to-5 job, saves for retirement, all of that boring stuff. He ends up living an actual life. So, man, he had a wild, wild childhood, but he came back and he ended up growing up. Peter Pan said, I never want to grow up. And then and his parents were like, okay. And he grew up. So, man, if you envision like, oh, I never want to grow up. Well, if Peter Pan had to grow up, you definitely had to grow up. Just imagine this. Picture this with me. Picture this with me. Peter Pan with his hat, sitting at a desk, typing on a computer, in an office, in a cubicle, working a 9-to-5. That's what he's doing right now. He's still wearing the hat because he's trapped in his childhood. It's kind of sad. We gotta pray for Peter Pan because he's still stuck up here with his childhood. Yeah, so that's Peter Pan. So let's move on to the next one, shall we? Rapunzel. Here's another one. She was actually bald. Not like this kind of bald, but she was like bald, like bald. Like it was bad. Like imagine like just like the skin on your knuckles. Hopefully they're not hairy, but like the skin on your knuckles, that's the skin on her hair, just completely bald. And if you got hairy knuckles right now, I feel sorry for you. But so she was actually born without hair, and so she had a wig on. That's what it actually was. She was wearing a wig. And so the reason that the hair didn't fall off is because they tell you, oh, it was attached to her hair. Her hair was long. No. She had that boy anchored down in the ground so that it wouldn't come off. Are you kidding? If someone was climbing up your hair, they would absolutely rip that off. So no, that doesn't make any sense. It had to be anchored into the ground. She like screwed it into the ground with a drill, and it was ridiculous. I mean, yes, they had drills back then. Of course they had drills back then. If we got them now, they definitely had them back then. So Rapunzel, she was born bald. It was actually a wig. So I don't know how she snagged the prince, but that wig must have been spectacular for her. I mean, good on her. She was bald and snagged a prince. I mean, yeah, go drop some down here. If you guys have any that you got questions about, I'm here for you. If you have any questions about a fairy tale, just drop them down. I'll answer them. No big deal. I've actually got lots of insight, as you can tell. Just popping out some facts right here. All right. The next one, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So this is where we get into some dicey territory. So I'm gonna compose myself. I'm gonna take a deep breath, and we're gonna dive into this because this is where it starts to hit real. So Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It's actually not a fairy tale, but a story based on reality. Kind of wacky. So they say Goldilocks went into the house that it was empty. Also, what child breaks into an empty house? Your parents not raise you right or something? You break in and then you go in and you just start eating stuff that's not even yours. It's ridiculous. But here's what actually happened. So you know how parents walk their kids like dogs sometimes when they put on those little backpacks with a leash on them, and the little 2-year-old looks like a little kid. Yeah. So what happened was that was happening, but it was in a zoo. And they say that Goldilocks, probably like 13, she was really like two or three. She was like 2 or 3. And so she was walking, broke free of the leash, ran into a bear exhibit. Didn't actually run into a house. Like I said, story based on reality. So this little girl ran into a bear exhibit and she started eating the bear food. Kind of nasty. I don't even know what they feed bears. It's probably not super great. They feed them porridge. That's what they do. They feed bears porridge. Even to this day, look it up on zoology.com. They feed bears porridge. So she went in there and was eating their porridge. And then all we know at the very end of the story is that when the bears came back into the house, she goes, help me, and runs out. So what I'm thinking is that the zookeeper, they saw her and they said, little girl, we're about to let the bears out. And she went, and ran. Like, she zoomed out of there, went and found her mom. Everything's okay. She's fine. But what actually happened was she went into a bear exhibit. Now, her name is not Goldilocks, but she was blonde. So she was a little 2-year-old who ran into a bear exhibit. So if you hear anybody say that, you can correct them with that knowledge. So if everybody ever tells you a Goldilocks story, you can just say, nah. This is how it actually happened. All right. I'm moving on. The next one, Little Mermaid. You guys love the Little Mermaid. Ariel, man, every little girl wants to be Ariel. Everyone wants to be a mermaid because they see how beautiful she is and how awesome she is with all the fish and how caring and loving she is. Here's the reality and all that kind of stuff. Oh no. We paused. Are we back? We back. I don't remember what we were talking about Ariel. So Ariel, not actually a true story, just based off a little girl trying to learn how to swim. Not actually that big of a deal. So, yeah, here we go. Unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. Oh, if you guys are saying stuff, I can't even read it. So that's unfortunate. I'm just kind of going off the dome piece right here. Let's see. If you guys can see that, reply to it. And if I don't see any replies, then I'm going to assume that I just can't see any replies. Oh boy, this is going fantastic. I just want you to know that. This is going absolutely fantastic. All off the dome piece. So yeah, Little Mermaid, not actually a real thing. Just based off a little girl trying to swim. Not actually that exciting. Disney just does a really good job. Here's the deal. We're going back to last week, conspiracy theory time. Disney actually just takes stories and just makes them better than you thought they were. Disney just takes normal stories and makes them better than you thought they were. Frozen, just about 2 girls who wish they had superpowers and just blew it up. Ariel, just a little girl who was trying to learn how to swim. Rapunzel, just a girl who was born without hair, who had a wig that was really long. They just blow it all up. So sorry to burst your bubble on Disney, but yeah, my agent just texted me and said that you guys can see all of it. So